Hi guys, I'm Emma and welcome to Art by Emma. So today I'm going to show you the second part of my video showing you all my art supplies and sundries. So last week I put out number 1, which is in the link up here. If you haven't watched that now, I will just give you a few moments to watch that. Are you back? So let's get on with part number 2. I think this little beauty is going to outlive me. It is a monster pot of Gesso. It is a monster pot of Gesso. It's 1 litre, and as you will see, there is still lots and lots in there. So yeah, I think this one is going to last me for a fair few years, if not forever. So yeah, like I said, if you have a surface that has got a lot of colour on it, you want to cover up some bright colours, and you know, with something else, then it's good for that. And also it gives you a good surface, so if you have something that you don't think the paint's going to adhere to, just gesso it and it gives you a bit more bite, I guess, something for the paint to adhere to, because apparently gesso is kind of white paint mixed with PVA glue kind of thing. I'm not really 100% sure. I sometimes doubt gesso and think that it's just paint, but I'm sure it's much more than that. So yeah, that's my giant pot of gesso. And down here I have my lovely Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. Now I love this stuff. It gives such an amazing finish to something. You think it looks good, and then you do this and it just gives it a really professional feel. It kind of seals it in, but also gives it a bit of a dome effect. On my pins here and my earrings I use them, and it just finishes it off. It's kind of gives the impression of resin, but without the complication of mixing the chemicals together and all that. So yeah, that is my Podge Dimensional Magic. And then also down here, it's a flow improver for acrylic paints. Now I used that for paint pour the first time I did it, and I think that's where I might have gone wrong, because that is flow improver, but you actually get hanger banger. And that's varnish. Let's just get it all out. Getting a bit of a head rush down there. So you can actually get a pouring medium, and this is specific for paint pouring. So you mix it with your acrylic paint. You mix it, I think it's 2 times pouring medium to 1 times paint, which again I didn't do when I done my paint pouring. I was just pouring stuff into cups and hoping for the best. But yeah, I've read a bit more about it, and I have a monster pot of this. I mean business when I do paint pouring again. So yeah, that is the paint pouring medium, which I'll be using quite soon. And then we have Mod Podge. So I have the luster, the gloss, and I have the matte Mod Podge. Both of them I love. They just protect your work and give it a nice finish. I like the matte when I'm working in my creative book, because if you lose the gloss to protect your pages, the pages can start sticking together. So the matte Mod Podge is much better than that, for that even. But yeah, it just depends what you're looking for, what your preference is, whether you use the luster or the matte. But yeah, those are my 2 Mod Podge. And then I have the acrylic varnish. Nope, that's modelling paste. The acrylic varnish. So again, this gives a cover. It's kind of like a little step up from the Mod Podge. It gives it a bit more protection. Gives a higher gloss finish. So yeah, that's the Liquitex gloss varnish. I use that on my Winnie the Pooh box. I think I also used it on my fairy door back here. So yeah, that just gives a nice finish. And I have the silicone oil, and this is to give you cells when you're doing paint pouring. I'm sure it does other things as well, but this is what I bought it for. So again, I will be working with that when I do my paint pour again. And finally, we have Acrylic Medium's flexible modelling paste. So with this flow improver, you add this to your acrylic paints to make it thinner, if you're looking for a more smooth finish on your paint. But if you were looking for something a bit more textural, almost imitating oil paints, you would add this paste into, this is a brand new one that I haven't even opened yet, but you would mix this paste in with the acrylic paint, and you get a much more textural effect from your paint. So yeah, that's what that one is. So yeah, I don't really think I've got anything else art-wise to show you. I have my paintbrushes, just Dahlia and Roni sets, nothing too expensive, nothing too special. As always, they're always sat in water, which they shouldn't be. So I've got a variety of sizes, ranging from my big 1-inch brush all the way down to tiny little thin brushes. That's my thinnest. There we go. Tiny little thin brushes. But yeah, I do love my paintbrushes. I shouldn't leave them sat in water because that is a big no-no. So yeah, they live up there. Oh, I wanted to show you my dotting tools. I absolutely adore these, because if you're trying to get in little tiny spaces, even with the fine Posca pens, sometimes it's hard to. So these dotting tools, they've got a variety of sizes on the ends, like, excuse me, from really quite big to teeny weeny small. Don't know if you can see that. So it's just very teeny weeny small. Now these, most people use them for like mandala work, if you were doing dot mandalas. I haven't used them for that yet, but I'm sure I will. I really like that look. Maybe do some pebble painting soon and do a nice dot mandala on them. But like I say, I just use them for touching up, getting into little nooks and crannies, especially using acrylic paints. And also if you want like a circle dot, so say you're adding a highlight into an eye or something like that, you just get a nice perfect little dot, because they're dotting tools. That's what they do, that's what they're made for. And I love these because they've got lovely little sparkly handles as well. So yeah, those are my dotting tools. So these are the things I use. Obviously paper and other such things like that. But yeah, so I need to have a bit more of a tidy up here and organise things, but I think I'm getting there. I think definitely getting there. So yeah, these are the tools of my trade. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.